Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah Pittman, and I'm going to share a before reading strategy with you all that I really like, and it's called an anticipation guide. What is an anticipation guide? Basically, it's a list of statements that connect to a text, and students read the statements and they respond to them before they read the text. So they'll say whether they agree or disagree with each statement, and then they'll usually provide some explanation for that response. Teachers use these statements to spark discussion before reading, and it gets students really excited about what they're about to read because they're sharing their thoughts and opinions on things that are going to come up in the text. Teachers often return to anticipation guides after reading to discuss whether or not their opinions changed. And they also use them as a way to summarize what happened in the text. So, where do we see this statement playing out in the story that we read? What are the benefits of anticipation guides? Students make connections to the text before they even read it. It activates their prior knowledge. What do they already know or feel about what they're about to read? It can set a purpose for reading, so it gets their minds in a place where you might be kind of guiding them. And it gets them interested and excited about reading before they actually sit down to read. How do I create an anticipation guide for my students? There are a lot of models already created online that you can find. But if you want to really personalize your anticipation guide, you want to think about the following. So, what are some major ideas or themes or concepts that are going to come up in the reading? And then, what do you think your students might believe or feel about those topics? And then you want to put it together. You create those statements that are going to challenge your students' beliefs, and then you let them have them, let them respond to them and discuss them. And usually the discussions are really interesting because they have a lot to say because it's their thoughts and opinions. A sample anticipation guide. So we've all read The Little Red Riding Hood. So you might ask the students, or you might give them a statement that says, sometimes people are not what they seem. And then they would have to circle agree or disagree and explain. Or you might ask them, it's okay to talk to strangers if they seem nice. And then agree, disagree, and explain. And then you would come back to these after the story and see if they've changed. These are some anticipation guides that I've actually used in my English class. This one is for the Edgar Allan Poe story, The Cask of Amontillado. This is a cool one because the students know more than the main character. So it's interesting as they read and come back to this. And lastly, this is from the story The Lottery. And in this story, the lottery is actually a bad thing. And typically we think of the lottery as being a good thing. So this anticipation guide is really interesting to come back to once they have this new perspective on what a lottery could be. Thank you guys for listening. Reminder, don't forget to revisit the questions after reading. It's a really good strategy just for kind of reconnecting, summarizing, and seeing if their ideas have changed. Thank you.